Previously on Game News Live.
All right, let's move on to the last.
I know I already posted it. I'm going to post it again.
Yeah. So, Game Awards 2020. Is this relevant still? Are we still following this?
Look, the Game Awards. Look, okay.
Defend it. Go.
Joe, we're going to talk some history here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, all we had for the longest, so every gaming magazine. This is like, we're going to go back in time, like back 80s, 90s, early 2000s, back when gaming magazines were a thing. Everyone had their own game of the year, right? Then all those magazines either got shut down or they became websites. And those websites had their own game of the years, but there were still like 800 different game of the year. Right. And then Spike TV had their video game awards. Remember those embarrassing ass things where it was like just find a reason for some D-level celebrity to show up and be like, I like Halo.
Yeah.
You know,
it always felt like a show long promo for video games. It wasn't awards. It was like, and here are the nominees for this. By the way, you can get this exclusive on GameStop and all this other stuff. And I was just like, why are you advertising to me? Tell me why the game is great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, by the way, I put the Polygon link in here because they actually have it neatly listed with like all their nominees and everything like that. If you go to the actual Game Awards website where you can vote, they do take the fans' votes into account. It's a little bit. It's like the percentage. It's like they have their own panel of people like across the game industry who actually do the votes, and then they also take into account fan votes at the same time. So I encourage everybody to check out the official link and do a vote. But the Polygon link is just, it's structured better. But when the Game Awards came out like 3 years ago, and so this is the one that Jeff Keighley, if you watch any video game footage of anything ever, you'll probably see
he's
this guy's
somewhere
face
around there in the background. Just
he's usually there. Jeff Keighley is a longtime video game journalist. He has been all over the place. He's been doing this for like 20 years. This is his show. He produces it. He does everything. So this is basically his reason for making a ton of money while doing video game stuff. So good for him.
Wasn't that his first year doing it was just like a big, huge like Kojima fan, like.
Well, so yeah, him
scene.
and Kojima are like BFFs anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The first year was when he was calling out Konami for basically treating Kojima like crap, and that's why Kojima couldn't be there to accept his awards for like Phantom Pain and all that stuff.
So lame.
So this is currently the most reputable way our people have of acknowledging some kind of, video game award.
Okay, fine.
Because it could be worse.
So you're saying the Video Game Awards is something.
At least it's something. At least Keighley's doing something, and it's not Spike TV with their
advertising partnerships.
Like, why are we doing this? At least it's not that again.
So we can hold some sort of like respect to some of these nominees that they're putting here, because for the Game of the Years they're showing off as like Animal Crossing New Horizon, Doom Eternal. I'm kind of surprised it's up here. I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that it's like a bad game. I love Doom Eternal. Do I think it's Game of the Year? No, not for me.
So I haven't played it, but I did play Doom 2016 and that game sucked, so I'm just going to pass that along to Eternal and say that sucked also. But yeah, it's like, I did think Doom Eternal, and actually Final Fantasy VII Remake, I thought that it was a very good game, but it's not Game of the Year quality. Like,
it just seems like Doom Eternal and Final Fantasy would be the two titles that are banking off of nostalgia, right? I know the name of that game. I know what that is. It's got to have Game of the Year. It was Game of the Year back then. Blah, blah, blah.
Thanks.
This one's interesting, though. Best performance is the actual mocap actors for these video games. And I didn't know who Nadji Jeter was for Miles Morales, but that mocap is pretty impressive. Again, going into Uncanny Valley.
Yeah. If it's the same actor that they got for Spider-Man 2018, then this kid is capable of it. He was awesome in Spider-Man. I have no doubt he'll be amazing in this. I am waiting on a buddy of mine to be done with Miles Morales so I can borrow his copy. I'm super excited to play that game.
I never give it back.
I mean, if that happens, then oops.
So that's pretty much the Game Awards. I don't know who you're rooting for. What's your favorite game on this list? What you're hoping wins the Game Awards? Or if you even care about the opinions.
There's two things on this entire Game Awards list. One, I want Ghost of Tsushima to win everything it possibly can. And the other one is, I'm scrolling through the list right now. Where is it?
Sucker Punch is Sony Interactive, right?
Yes.
They are owned by them now.
They are owned by them, yeah. Where was the other one? Best action game. Streets of Rage 4 is on the list. And I'm like, I would put, votes behind that game any way possible.
Why? Because it's retro and you're a fanboy about it, or
because the game is fun as hell, and that game should have been on the best soundtrack list also, because the soundtrack in that game is amazing.
Right.
But yeah, no, Streets of Rage 4 is an awesome game, super fun. I think that and Ghost of Tsushima should clean up everything they can, but it's probably not going to happen because Last of Us and Hades are going to sweep out.
Gotcha.